Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't talk yarn without me having my faithful mug of tea. And today this is just a black tea infused with flavor of orange. So wonderful, yeah, black orange tea. And it's probably pretty hot, but let's see if it's drinkable. Small sips. It's warm. It's not that long ago I made it, so fair enough. So a few things have happened since a last yarn talk video. Generally, I've not progressed as much on some things as I hoped I would. On the other hand, I'm not surprised either. I have no finished projects. I have an almost finished project. But yeah, things happened, and as I said, last week, Monday, I landed a project for which I am to help translate a Dutch web store to Danish. And that is something that I'm currently working on. And that is costing me some time. And that is just important because right now that's my bread and butter, because I don't have a day-to-day job as I used to have. And that's just, to some extent, it's fine. Right now I'm happy that's the case, sort of, because I have a bit of time to get a bit of a breather, to figure out what I want to do, but also so many things have been happening lately, which just kind of gives me a bit of a relief, not needing to concern me about new jobs, getting used to new working habits, etc. Like, you know. So in some extent, it's kind of nice being a bit free right now. That means that I haven't progressed on my Fleur. I am still at around a 79 out of 129. So there is still another 50 rounds to go. But I still think you deserve to see him, because here he is. He is gorgeous. But he is not, unfortunately, he is not progressed. I had hoped to have done one row here of the cream white and then adding the plum, which is the next color that I am adding in. We did talk about this already once, but let me just find the plum color for you, because I have it laying right here. Here it is. So this is the color we are adding on to it. So basically the plum will go here after this fuchsia pink. Yeah, and I still said I would hope that I would have it done for next yarn talk video. Right now, I think so many things is happening. I'm going to be happy if I've progressed on Fleur for next yarn talk video, because right now I simply don't know. And it all has its reasonings, honestly. I might, because I do have a few things that is picking up some pace. But it's not something I want to sit and promise right now, because as I said, many things are going on right now. This weekend we are doing the last few steps of rehoming my mom-in-law. My mom is also herself currently ill at the hospital, so that does give me some concerns as well. Plus that, yeah, I am working for my freelancing business, doing the translations, so I can make a little bit of bread and butter, because, well, regardless of what happens in life, the bills still need to get paid. And that's just how it is. So if you want to do something, send a few prayers. That will be nice. I'm sure that will be useful. So that was Fleur. So Fleur, as I said, didn't progress. I'm happy if I'll make some progress next week, but I just can't promise it right now. After Fleur, we started on, let me see, I think, did I start on the CeylonTea Shawl before the Butterfly Migration? I don't even remember anymore. I think I might have started on the CeylonTea Shawl and then Butterfly Migration. That seems to ring a bell, but I'm actually not 100% sure, to be honest. The good thing is we did progress, and I'm just trying to keep track of the yarn. This is the Linda Hobby soft cake. You can see here, we have entered to some yellows. There it is, the label. The Linda Hobby soft cake, and it is a 50% cotton, 50% acrylic yarn. They recommend 2 to 3 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook, 250 grams, so 8.8 ounces to 1,000 meters, or 1,093 yards. I tend to place it on the yarn spindle because that just helps me, because I'm working from the outer edge. It is much nicer and easier to work with. And how far did I get? As I said, we got into the yellows now. And this is actually a bit, if I put it on the other side, based on, I think you should see the right side of it and not the wrong side. If it is the wrong side. But the places where you can see the front post, back post come forward, I would consider the front side. But this is where we are at. As you can see, the last row I added is just exactly that row where we begun with the yellow. So now it's like grayish and yellow. It is turning somewhat lighter, and we are turning into the yellows and creams. We are at the second repetition, and seeing what we are doing right now, I think it's time to do a bunch of double crochets. So compared to the repetition wise, we would be, oh my goodness, around here. But progressing nicely. I am curious as to how many repetitions I can put out of this cake. I am estimating, well, at least 3. I know 3 is possible. The question is how much further than 3 we will get. And I think it's gonna be a little bit of a yarn checking, and also a little bit looking at the pattern. Where could it be nice to stop, and then just accept and stop when it's due time. But we have progressed a few rows, and I hope to be able to progress further on this the coming time. I always said, oh, I would be amazing if I could finish up this shawl here in the month of February, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not really sure because the end of February is really coming closer. It's the 21st of February already. It's a week to go. February's done. No, it's not gonna happen. I need to be realistic in life. This is not gonna happen. I wish, but it's not gonna happen. There is just too many things on my agenda to allow me to sit down and crochet, because this is probably like still at least a week of work if I only focus, and not maybe less, but it will require lots of my time and energy to do it, because I'm not that fast of a crochet. It's fine, I'm fine, but it's just, you know, I need to be realistic. I'm not gonna finish the CeylonTea Shawl in February, and if I do, it's amazing, awesome, because the thing is, my Butterfly Migration Poncho has gotten to the place where there's no more crocheting to be done, because I finished both panels. This would be the second panel. La la. So I have 2 identical panels. That will be 1, and this would be number 2. They both have a total of 10 repetitions of the pattern, which is this 8 repeat you see in the center. And then of course they both have the edges and the end piece. And what I am going to do now is I am going to, this would be them hold up together, 2 pieces. I am going to give it, the yarn says don't soak, but I'm going to block it. A light block, not like a strong one, but a light blocking. And with everything going on, well, I'm not really sure when I have time to block it. It could be first going to be March. But next step for this is to get it blocked. Once it's blocked, and I just do it because what I did notice is this pattern really first comes really nice into its true self when it gets a little bit of stretching. So I do a little bit of blocking for it. And then I will sew it together, and the poncho is basically finished, you know, sewing in and weaving in the ends, sewing it together, weaving in ends, and we're done. And what you basically want to do is you will sew them. Let's see if I can actually even show it, because it's a bit difficult on camera, to be honest. But you will take the sides and you will kind of sew the short side together with the long side. And the same will happen on the other end. And you will kind of make this sort of poncho shawl thing turn around. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stretch it in the sense of I'm gonna give it a light block, and then they will have to be sewn together, and it should be finished. So soon, this is finished. Soon, but after that, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. This is how much I have left on the 9th skein, and that's probably gonna fit well together with sewing it together. I also have a little other small tiny end, because I had a yarn knot. So I have enough yarn to sew together, and I still have a spare full skein. And if I'm not wrong, I think I might even have more green upstairs. I thought I had gotten some green for some other project, but I'm not sure. I might have. Because what I did was, when I sorted all these yarns, I bagged them all up for the projects. This is the amount of yarn I got for this project, all in one bag, so I don't take and use the yarn for something else. So I might have more upstairs, but I'm not 100% sure. But what I am gonna do is that you will soon see a new poll on my community tab, and that poll is the poll for my next drops project that I should start on once I'm ready to start on my next drops project. And that will definitely be happening in March at some stage. So sign up for that. And help vote, because you can influence what I'm gonna be making. So I already pre-selected things, because that's based also on what I have in stock, etc., in my stash. But do please, if you see the poll, give your vote. Help me decide what I am making next, because I think it's, you know, like, the input is nice, right? So I'd like to hear input. It could be like, I know I still have like a bucket hat. There is some summer tops, cowls, shawls. I think there's another poncho also. I'm not gonna put all of them on. I'm just gonna go through and see what I actually have available, or what I'm in the mood for. And that is, it's a few options I will add to the poll. And, you know, I'll let it run for like a week or so, and I'll make a decision after that. So do head in and give me a little note on that. That would be really awesome. So Wednesday I had a live, and during Wednesday's live I started on the Spirograph Beanie by Bag-O-Day Crochet. I've linked to this in the description box down below, just like I have with all the other patterns and etc. So you have an idea of where and what. I decided to use the Como yarn from Seaman that I had laying, because I had one skein in this brown beige copper color. Just a single skein. It should be working perfectly size-wise. They're calling for 3-weight. It's a 3-weight. It's a bit fluffy, but it's okay. The Como is a synthetical yarn, because it is, let's see, it is 39% acrylic, 35% polyamide, and 26% polyester. This is the working end, so to say. But that is how it's looking. It's 3.5 ounces to 330 to 40-ish yards. And they recommend 4 to 5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using a 4 millimeter. The pattern calls for a 3.75, which is like an F hook. I'm using a G. But even so, it's still turning out on the smaller end. So I should either, if I want to make it again with this yarn, because I have more of this yarn, because in the spring last year, I made a review of this yarn combined or compared to Seaman. So this is a Seaman yarn, but I also got some cakes from Ice. So if you want to have a more in-depth review on this yarn, I linked to that video also in the description box down below, just below the Spirograph pattern. This is where I'm at. I increased and finished the crown. And the crown is still on the edge where I would say it's more like a teenager slash size small when it's finished. I am told it is a bit stretchy and I should be following the process, etc. I still feel it's probably gonna be on the smaller side. So it's probably not gonna be beading that I can fit. And in that case, I'm sure there will be another possibly happy owner out there. Anyhow, this is where we are at. And I completed the first row here of these slanted layovers. And that is what we're gonna repeat for a lot of rows now. So I made the goal and the agreement that I will only work on this beanie during my lives, which means that hopefully if everything goes according to plan, I should be back on Monday afternoon, my time. That will be Monday morning, US morning, with a live progressing on this beanie. So any progress made on this beanie can only be done during my lives. Hopefully I can finish it at some stage and then we will see what happens next. But that is kind of the goal. But looking at how far this took me, it's probably going to take me at least 2 lives to finish it up. We will have to see how it goes. As said, join me. I love to hang out with you guys. I really do. You know, it's a wonderful community. I love the yarn community. I'm so happy that you're there. We support each other. We hang out with each other. It's wholesome. Does that make any sense? It makes me warm. It's like an additional family. So thank you for that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much to the end here because as I said, lots of things have happened, but not so much on the yarny front. Maybe next week's yarn talk video, we shall see. It kind of depends on how things flow, because the quicker I can finish my translation project that I'm doing, the quicker I can revert my mind back to crocheting fully. And I also, this week, got some ingredients and some materials for making my own buttons. So that is an alley that I'm going to venture down. Hopefully that is going to be successful because I do have this plan on making myself a vest, and that is like a buttoned vest on front. And for those buttons, of course I could order the ones they had suggested, but I already ordered different yarns than the ones used in the pattern. So I also want to make my own buttons, so that could be absolutely awesome, you know. I'll let you know if that goes well. Who knows, maybe I'll make like some sort of studio vlog, or we will have to see what alley that ventures down to. Yeah, and I still of course have all the designs in my head running around as well. I'm a busy girl. But yeah, I'm just going to say thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thank you for staying until this time. And I'm going to say take care and happy crafting until I see you again. Hopefully on Monday. Bye.